Academy Award-winning actress Jennifer Lawrence. Of her 4 Oscar nominations, which one do I think is the best, and which one is kind of the worst? Hi, it's Brian. Welcome to the Awards Contender, and it's time for another Oscar ranking of the great Jennifer Lawrence. Let's start with number 4, Best Actress, Joy.
Who showed you the mop? Who sold it to you? Who taught you how to use it? And who convinced you that it was great after you thought it was worthless?
So I feel like many of you might have different orders for slots 1, 2, and 3, but are any of you going to have anything at the bottom other than Joy? Like, that movie hasn't aged very well. I saw it in the theater around Christmas 2015, and it came at the end of a remarkable run of about 5 years for Jennifer Lawrence. Like getting her first Oscar nomination for Winter's Bone in early 2011, all the way to early 2016, where she got her 4th Oscar nomination for Joy. In the middle of that are so many remarkable performances in drama and comedy and giant blockbuster franchises, 4 Hunger Games movies, 2 X-Men movies. Like, the career trajectory of Jennifer Lawrence was astonishing. In 5 years, everything she accomplished. And then after Joy, she of course makes a few more films, and she's done good work since. But that Oscar nomination for Joy, I look at as kind of the end of that run. And it's not a terrible performance. This is the one film she did for David O. Russell, where she is the clear lead of the narrative. Like, that whole movie is about Jennifer Lawrence. It's like after David O. Russell made Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle with Lawrence, he was like, let's do a movie where she is the entire show, and she gets the chance to display, once again, a wide range of emotions. She's funny, she's dramatic, she's got lots of different hairstyles, and like, she's good in the movie. But was she deserving of an Oscar nomination for Best Actress? I think the movie itself is kind of lackluster, and there were so many better performances in the field that year I think should have gotten in instead, especially, I would say, Charlize Theron for Mad Max Fury Road. Like, that would have been a stunning Oscar nomination, one that would have rivaled Sigourney Weaver's Best Actress Oscar nomination for Aliens. Weirdly, at the Oscars that night, Charlize Theron is sitting next to Jennifer Lawrence. Like, when they show her clip and cut to Lawrence, there's Theron right next to her clapping and like, wow, that was great. And I'm at home going, no, like, the person we should be zooming in on is Theron here, not Lawrence. I don't know. It's not a terrible nomination just because I ranked this one number 4, dead last. I mean, there's not a nomination for Lawrence at the Oscars so far that I really have any issue with. I just think compared to her other 3, the one for Joy is kind of a shrug. Number 3, Best Supporting Actress, American Hustle.
Well, what do you expect, Irving? I know everybody through you. Why can't you just be happy for me?
So I don't know about you, but at the end of 2013, I was so excited for American Hustle. Like, that cast was so amazing, and David O. Russell had just made 2 great films back to back, The Fighter and Silver Linings Playbook. I was so convinced American Hustle was going to be one of the 10 best films of the year that on Christmas Day, I took my parents to see American Hustle, feeling very good about myself. Like, all right, a Christmas Day movie, we're all going to love this. And about 30 to 40 minutes into that movie, I was just slowly sinking down in my seat. I don't think I've talked about this on the channel before, but I really hated American Hustle. I was so optimistic, and then I left disappointed. For me, the best thing of all in American Hustle is that Jennifer Lawrence performance. Like, even though I was never on the train that award season of wanting to give American Hustle all of these trophies in a variety of categories, I was okay with Jennifer Lawrence winning at Golden Globes and BAFTA. Like, I thought she was very original and funny in that movie, and I've heard people say she was too young to play that part. Like, the role of Rosalind should have gone to an actress 10 to 20 years older. And I just never believed that. I felt like the role of Rosalind was kind of insecure, wacky, all over the place. It felt like someone who was young, still trying to find herself. And I thought she hit this one out of the park. She was the scene stealer of the film. Whenever she was on screen, I was totally with the movie. Now, having said all that, I did not want Jennifer Lawrence to win the Oscar that year. The Best Supporting Actress prize rightfully went to Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave. That is a dramatic performance for the ages and one of the best acting Oscar wins I think we've ever had, especially given that Lawrence had just won the year before in Best Actress for Silver Linings Playbook. Everything worked out the way it should have, and Lupita Nyong'o won her very much deserved Supporting Actress trophy. If you want more insight into this Oscar race, check out my newest video, Jennifer Lawrence versus Lupita Nyong'o. Number 2, Best Actress, Silver Linings Playbook.
There have been no games since Pat and I have been rehearsing every day, and if Pat had been with me like he was supposed to, he wouldn't have gotten in a fight, he wouldn't be in trouble. Maybe the Eagles beat the New York Giants.
So 2012 really was an amazing year for Jennifer Lawrence, the kind of year every young actor dreams of. Like to be in a well-reviewed blockbuster film that does huge box office numbers, a film everybody loves that kicks off this gigantic franchise, and then later in the year, she delivers a stunning dramatic performance in an awards-friendly movie with a great ensemble cast. Like having The Hunger Games and Silver Linings Playbook come out in the same calendar year, like that was kind of a masterstroke of timing, of luck, or whatever it was for Jennifer Lawrence. Like that worked out beautifully so that by the time we got to award season in early 2013, and she racked up all those Best Actress nominations, one after the next, she started winning things, Golden Globes, and then SAG, and then a few different things could have happened at the Oscars, like Jessica Chastain winning for Zero Dark 30, or Emmanuel Riva taking the gold trophy for Amour. It might have been closer than we think, but there is no doubt in my mind that The Hunger Games did assist in winning Jennifer Lawrence her Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook. It was kind of a trophy not only for that terrific performance in David O. Russell's movie, but also a trophy to say, wow, what a year. Good on you, Jennifer Lawrence. At the time, more than a decade ago now, I very much loved that Jennifer Lawrence performance as Tiffany in Silver Linings Playbook. She is a total firecracker of emotion and unpredictability. Like from one scene to the next, you don't know the kind of mood she's going to be in. Is she going to scream at Bradley Cooper? Is she going to be sweet to him, charming? She more than holds her own up against Robert De Niro for a memorable scene, and just the whole way through, you're like, this actress is 21, 22 years old, and she is just so mega talented, you cannot look away from the screen. I do feel like all these years later, the performance I feel like might be the best in the movie now is Bradley Cooper. I feel like his performance might be a bit more modulated overall than Lawrence's is. And I personally would have preferred pretty much anyone else in the category that year to have won, like Naomi Watts, Quvonjene Wallace, Jessica Chastain, and especially Emmanuel Riva. That Riva performance in Amour is stunning with a capital S, and it was her birthday that night. It would have been a lovely moment. I feel like Jennifer Lawrence was always going to win an Oscar someday. Didn't have to be for Silver Linings Playbook, that's just me, but it's still a decent win. I don't hate it, and I do think her performance in Silver Linings Playbook is pretty fantastic. Alright, and that takes me to the number 1 slot. I didn't have to think about this one for more than 2 seconds. The number 1 Best Jennifer Lawrence Oscar nomination is Best Actress, Winter's Bone.
Got someplace to go?
I'll find him.
Girl, I've been looking.
I said I'll find him.
This is where everything started for Jennifer Lawrence. Like, she had done a few things before Winter's Bone. But this particular film premiering at the Sundance Film Festival in January 2010. Jennifer Lawrence, with this one incredible performance, exploded onto the scene. I was not at Sundance that year, but I heard about this movie and Jennifer Lawrence's lead performance all throughout 2010. I don't think I saw the movie until award season. It might have been early 2011. And just, my God, I was so blown away, like everyone else. I was like, where did this young actress come from? She's so wise, ahead of her years, has such presence in that movie, such authenticity. Her young character of Reed just barely getting by in the Ozark Mountains. I love the sense of place in that film, the cinematography, the filmmaking is at such a high level, and the cast is total perfection. I was so thrilled to see John Hawkes get an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. And then Best Actress that year was so stacked, Jennifer Lawrence didn't have a shot in hell at winning any major televised prizes that season. That was the year of Natalie Portman winning everything for Black Swan, as she should have. But that was such an extraordinary first major step in Jennifer Lawrence's career. It still is, in my mind, her best performance on film. I know I was going backward in this Oscar ranking. Like, number 4 is her most recent Oscar nomination, and then number 1 is her first Oscar nomination. I don't want to give you the impression that Jennifer Lawrence is, like, getting worse as a dramatic actress. That is not the case at all, because a very recent performance of hers, I think, was definitely Oscar worthy, and that I would have ranked higher, I would say, than both Joy and American Hustle was her dramatic performance in 2022's Causeway.
I'm not working tomorrow. Do you want to come by in the afternoon?
I'll make the schedule.
Well, we could go to that pool on Octavia.
So I adored her comic performance last year in No Hard Feelings. She's very good in Don't Look Up. And I do not think at all that Jennifer Lawrence deserved a Worst Actress nomination at the Razzies for 2017's Mother. I don't know if she was Oscar worthy necessarily, but that's a very fine performance. She has done a lot of good work since her last Oscar nomination for Joy, but I do think Causeway is by far her best performance of the last few years, playing a US soldier with a brain injury who's trying to make a life for herself at home. I love the subtlety of this performance. She doesn't go over the top ever in Causeway. It kind of felt to me like a return to the form of dramatic acting she hadn't done very much since Winter's Bone 12 years before. It's just a very natural and authentic performance. I love her chemistry with Brian Tyree Henry. He did get an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor, but Best Actress was stacked that year, and there really wasn't room for Jennifer Lawrence. But if there had been, I do think a Best Actress Oscar nomination for Causeway would have been her best nomination since Silver Linings Playbook. Alright, so here it is, the final ranking. Number 4, Best Actress, Joy. Number 3, Best Supporting Actress, American Hustle. Number 2, Best Actress, Silver Linings Playbook. And number 1, Best Actress, Winter's Bone. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and let me know in the comments below, how would you rank Jennifer Lawrence's 4 Oscar nominations, and we'll see you next time at the Awards Contender.